Entertainment industry in Kenya has great potential, but it's in its infancy. So it's very difficult for an aspiring artist, musician, filmmaker, TV independent producer. It's difficult for them to make money. There's an abundance of talent in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, and nearly every African country. And the question is, how can we leverage the improvements and enhancements that have been enabled by technology so that a nation can identify and mine and develop its cultural assets? It also becomes an opportunity to preserve our history, to preserve culture, collaborating with people where you may have the skills, but somebody else has the resources or the money. Or you may know how to do certain things, but to get to the finish line, you need people with other skills. I think that's going to accelerate creative output in this country. The funding is for media houses, and the African Media Initiative is an organization of media owners. So the instruments and tools that we're looking is to enhance from that standpoint. The ideas that have been looked at have been to put together a pot of funds, or some sort of media development fund. And there are a number of large entities that have been talking about it, like African Development Bank, African Capacity Building Foundation, the World Bank, Bill Gates Foundation, etc. And looking at what kinds of creative mechanisms can be put together to help particularly the small and to medium-sized media houses. Yes, it's one of the things I noticed when I first moved here from the U.S. was, for example, with hip-hop music. They're wannabe Little Waynes, as opposed to, okay, what unique do you have here in Kenya that you can leverage? There are indigenous instruments back in the rural areas. You might get some of that and have a rapper go along with it. So what I'm seeing is a lack of, there's a copycat syndrome, which is not unusual at all. I mean, even in the U.S. and Europe, once the reality show phenomena started, okay, everybody's okay. We got to get a reality show. So it's in nature. So my opinion, it's a lack of creativity and a lack of originality. Who are you? What's your identity? What do you want to say? What is your message? And then figuring out an original way of trying to deliver that message. So that's I think is the first thing, and treasuring the culture that you have, because an interesting phenomenon is that people are coming here for culture, and we're, like you're saying, many of the Africans don't recognize the value and the depth of the culture from the oldest civilization in the world. Get your own voice and your own message. Just for example, the fact that Kenyans don't wear African clothes. They're European or they're hip-hop. So it's small stuff like that, but there's an opportunity, I think, even with, say, for the fashion industry. There's an opportunity to promote your own country's culture and designers, and we should look for opportunities to do that. It's education and training to start with. And if you're a musician, knowing your craft, so it's two parts of that craft. One is if you're a guitarist, your execution of mastery of guitar or piano or whatever. But the other is, what business are you in? And understanding how that business works. If you're a recording artist, then you need to understand intellectual property rights and copyright and what the rules are in the country that you're in. Doing your homework and trying to understand the business, and then looking at models that do work, and then trying to also maintain your originality within that. And the other part is an understanding of branding. First of all, I think you're on the right track for a number of reasons. One is Africa is a young population. 70% of the people in Africa are under 30. And in some countries, it's under 20, 25, or 70%. So you have a big reservoir of potential talent and creativity.